Hello Captains, it's me Tonic TZW, and I want to say a big thank you to Marcus High, not only for his support in this game, but also for suggesting the title of the video as well, because this one, although it's a new personal damage record in the legendary tier Gdansk, it is 235,000 Tears of Sorrow, but it was great to hear this.
By the way, I'm a huge fan of your YouTube channel and your honest work.
Yes, it's nice to get recognised when you're out there, especially when they're on blue team and they're on mic and they can support you. It's not so nice when people on red team are perhaps watching your live stream or know who you are and then focus you. I mean, no means famous for this game, but I know a lot of people follow a lot of the advice that I share with the tips, tricks, tactics and talk-throughs. Unfortunately, the majority of this team don't seem to fall into that category of people. But we've got quite a solid team against us on Reds. There is a Gdansk out there that is the Vampire 2, which people are known to build the zombie build for. And unfortunately, yep, we got a few potatoes on our team who are going to feed themselves one at a time to red team, especially those guys on B cap. It is a hard cap to play, B cap, but if you support your destroyer, it is a cap that can be taken. You've just got to be smart about it, not go charging in, but to play sensible, play smart. Now, we can see that there's a big battleship off there in front of us, but we can also see that our perceptive / twist and track indicator is pointing off to the left-hand side. There is obviously a destroyer out here. Radar goes up. I'm going to put my radar up, and I am going to get onto this guy. Now, luckily, I've got support behind me. The red team destroyer, perhaps not so much. And yeah, we're trading blows with guns, but I'm being a little bit clever here. And we're holding off on that smoke screen just to eke out a little bit more radar to try and keep that guy spotted. We do get air fire on him there, but it took him a while to start shooting, and there's a good chance that torpedoes are on the way. There is one salvo, and I'm sure there's going to be another salvo coming. There we go. It's a widespread. Yamato has now just seen his destroyer pal on this cap take a lot of damage, and he's decided that he doesn't want to be part of this. Maybe he knows who I am, but look, the Yamato is running away. The Aki is also running away, but that Aki's going to have a good game of it and absolutely twonk some of the guys across there on B cap, where you can see we have already lost our destroyer. Now there's an Azure Lane Azir there, which means we could have a Wallet Warrior on our hands, but I also know that if he's got the ship, he might also have the commander, and a lot of people build that for secondaries. The Gdansk has got himself spotted again, so we are going to risk it for a biscuit. We're going to put the fire on that guy. We're going to try and get rid of him as we kite away from the Azir who's dropped into the smoke screen. That means the Yamato is the guy that's spotting us, so as soon as he goes out of our main battery firing detection range, it means that if the Azir is still in smoke, that we can't be spotted. But there's a fire on that guy as he goes away. Now he is still spotted by the Azir. We've got damage control on cooldown, but I'm guessing that we can try and get a fire on this guy. Every single shot that lands is hit points off that guy, which makes it easier for the Colombo and for our buddy there, Marcus High, to try and take care of that guy. Torpedoes out from the Azir. My rudder's still, or is it my engine, is a little, no, it was my rudder, still a little bit knackered. But the Yamato, as he's running away, tries to take a bit of a pot shot at us, and then there's torpedoes coming in from the Aki as well. This is looking rather scrappy because we have lost 2 of the 3 ships that were on B cap there, and unfortunately we're going to lose the third ship that's on B cap. Looking across to C cap on the far side of the map, the Shimikaze has decided to go all the way around the outside of the map so he can come round the bottom corner and try and get onto the battleships or the ships that would be normally stacking at the south side of C cap. Now, I understand why he's done that. I can understand what his thinking was. But unfortunately, what it's allowed Red Team to do is to sail straight into Charlie Cap and take it. The Aki here is also heading for Bravo Cap now. The Yamato is still kiting away. I'm just thinking if I can get a fire onto these guys and start a ticket, it makes it easier for the rest of the team to start ticking up some damage on them if they can land a fire on him after his damage control has run out. But we've got planes coming in there. We're turning into them. I'm sure that this Aki is looking to get a dev strike on somebody. Thankfully, it's not me. But there goes our third ship on B cap, I think it was. So we're going to put the torpedoes out there. We've got a reasonable range on them. They are a reasonable speed as well. Not the fastest, not the hardest hitting. But any damage that is done is going to help the rest of the team take that guy down. The Yamato has got 2 fires on, and we may as well just put a shot out there, try and get ourselves a kill assist as he burns down. I'm pushing as fast as I can behind this Aki because I know he can't get his turrets round onto me. As we lose another ship, 4 ships down each. 4 down for red, 4 down for blue, but the Aki is pushing onto that cap hard as we land a fire on him. We're going to get a few torpedo hits there. We get a single flood, but is he going to damage control us? We're under 100,000 damage already. We ain't doing too badly. And as you saw from the splash screen, we are going to more than double the damage. We're going to add 135% onto what we basically currently have, which is quite a substantial amount of damage. The one thing that I didn't see coming my way was this Lauria here, and this guy has got himself dialed in. The Shimikaze, I think, is sailing around trying to chase these guys whilst running away from a destroyer. And unfortunately, that Lauria had me dialed right in, and that cost me a lot of hit points, and those hit points potentially may have not necessarily cost us the game, but it didn't give me what I needed towards the end of this game to do what I needed to do. So no spoiler alerts there. We've got fires on him. We are now going to get the heck out of Dodge here because we know he can dial in on a destroyer. We've got to put the torpedoes out there. He's trying to stay bow in to the guys in front of him. We're going to hit the engine boost and we're going to try and open up the distance because coming out the smoke screen, we are spotted, but the torpedoes are on the way, and that is not going to be enough to kill him. But we are going to stay on guns. We're going to get a fire on him, and we're going to stay on those guns until such time as this guy disappears. Another fire, and pop goes the weasel for 188,000 damage. Now the main is pushing back this way as well. We can see that our Shima was being hunted by the destroyer. I think it was a Somme, and embarrassingly enough, the Shima manages to take him down with guns for his first kill of the game. Now, what would have been an absolute game saver here, I think, is if the Shima had just turned round and gone back to C cap, realising that we have got 3 ships on this side of the map. We have a destroyer across here. There's no need for him to be heading in the same direction. But because he's a torpedo boat and they like big damage scores, yep, he's going to push in. Our Christopher Colombo has pushed in to the left edge of Bravo Cap there. It's not the greatest of positions, but when you're up against an Aki, you know, maybe not the position you want to be in, tucked behind an island, because if you can be spotted, then that Aki is just going to drop aeroplanes on you, and that is going to smash the living daylights out of you. Now I want to get in on B-cap, but also I want to try and distract this main. We know the Aki's dropped his planes, the Shima's torpedoes are running, and boom, there he goes. He gets a devastating strike on the main, and that opens the way for me to try and push in and get back onto B-cap. Look at how Christopher Colombo there, he had so many more hit points before he took that airstrike from the Aki, and that was a massive disappointment. Another one of those things that potentially have cost us the game, but he goes down to the Azure lane Aegea. That guy has 2 kills. That's all he's got so far. It's not all he's going to finish with. Now here, the Shima could again turn and go for B-cap. Now I am sticking across here with Marcus because we are both on comms and we can communicate here, and that is exactly what we're trying to do. And I was really hoping that the Shima would do something other than come in this direction, but you know, you can't choose your teammates, but what you can do is try and communicate with your teammates, and that is what Marcus and I are doing. The Aki is backing up. He's probably waiting for his airstrike to come off cooldown. The Aegea has gone along the north side of the island, and I pinged the map there just telling Marcus that watch out for that guy because he's going to come around and he's going to come round behind you. It's a very difficult situation to be in here. Now, I was thinking that I can take B-cap, and as the Shimakaze is on this side of the map as well, I can then push across to Charlie Cap and try and secure the 3rd capture point and try and maintain our lead. But the Aegea is on A-cap, and that is throwing that plan completely out of the window. Getting some guns onto the Aki here. We've put some torpedoes across there. We get a fire on them, and then we're going to hit the brakes, put a hard turn on, make sure that we stay on this capture point. I don't know what to do from here. I was thinking of pinging the map, but I think it's going to be too little too late, because that Aegea is now coming round the corner, having taken the cap. Neither Marcus nor the Shima were able to put up any defense on that cap, which is a difficult position to be in. But we've managed to bring it down to 3 ships to 1, although red team still control 2 caps. I'm on 215,000 damage. We'd lose the Shimakaze, who, had he gone to C cap, we could have still held the advantage here. And I'm going to gun my engines forward, but I'm going to go a little bit too fast and a little bit too far. We are on a high caliber. I don't even know when that popped up on the screen, but I have a feeling it was a long time ago. But we're going to try and get our guns on this Aegea, and I'm thinking between Marcus and myself, we are communicating. We can spot the target. We get a fire, but Marcus was concerned about torpedoes coming from the Aegea. He gave up a little bit too much of a broadside, and the Aegea punished him for it. We've gone from 3 ships versus 1 to 1v1. The guy is ticking, and this next play is going to determine the outcome of the game. We know the Aegea is coming this way. We are going to do a wide spread and a narrow spread, and hopefully, given that that guy has already damage controlled a fire, if we can get another fire on him and then get a torpedo hit and potentially a flood, then we could win this game. But sadly, Marcus's wreck is blocking the way, and that Aegea pulls a very smart move in sailing into the wreck, which blocks the torpedoes. And yeah, it was a little bit disappointing, but we get a fire, we get a witherer, but this Aegea has got far too much firepower for me to deal with. even though he's ticking, he's probably got as many hit points left on him as I had halfway through this game. He's certainly got a lot more hit points than I have now, and so I decide I'm just going to do what I can, because he isn't going to burn out before the clock runs out. The only thing I can do is add to my tally and walk away with my head held high, knowing that I did my absolute best to try and pull a win for this team. The Aegir did have 2 kills when he went around the top of that island. There were 3 of us left. He's managed to kill all 3. He picked himself up a Kraken, but 235,667 damage. It is a damn good game by any means, but unfortunately it is a defeat. And when you look at the resulting XP from that one, you're going to get close to the TV here, 2,322. That would have easily been a 3,500 base XP game, and I didn't even get on to ACAP to get that one and get the XP for it as well. I was too far away. But if you've got a handkerchief, wipe away some of those 235,000 tears and help me by smashing that like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, donate if you've got some pennies to spare, and as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.